I've bought a new car on the internet, and the good news is it's just driven past. I hope it hasn't driven too far past. Where's he gone? It's okay, we've located the driver. He'd actually parked the other side of this toilet block, so he's just gone to turn around, and we shall see what's going on. It's a beautiful day here in Wales. The weather is slightly rainy, it's quite cold. I'm out in Chemydd-y-Siarad, so I'm going to drive my new car home, and then I'll have to walk up here at some point and take Chemy back home. But he's just turning around now, and we shall wait for it to approach. And this is quite exciting. So this car, it was offered to me by a gentleman on the internet. I wasn't looking for it. He offered me the car. I thought that would be perfect, family transport. Just to give you some clues, it is British built, and hopefully it'll do the job. Got rain on the lens. That blob just went right on you. So hopefully it'll be decent, and I'll flip you around so we can watch it come in. Here we go, here we go. What's it gonna be? What's it gonna be? It is a Nissan Primera. There you go, it's a P11 Nissan Primera. So this is the first time I've seen it. I've seen some photos of it, but you know, got a tow bar. We can have a look underneath, and it seems to be pretty solid. It's just passed an MOT. Well, the rain is quite irritating, but I've jumped aboard. It hasn't quite got the interior ambience of a Rover 75. I've got air conditioning. I don't know if it works, but it seems pretty clean in here. Look at this for jazzy. Very of its time. I suppose we better see if it starts. Oh, first of all, we should see if we've got paperwork. And yes, so there's the MOT certificate pass. We've got the V5 document, which I'm not going to pull out because it'll have the previous owner's address on it. But there we go. That is the documents are all legal, so I can tax it, because that's something you have to do these days. That's all good. Right, so let's start her up. Yep, all the lights come on. Did they go out again? See if we've got half a tank of fuel. Oh, we've got a bit of a chirrup there. It has had new belts fitted apparently. And look, just like the Rover, we can swap these vents between heat or fresh air. That's quite an interesting feature. Accidentally put that on. Better do a wiper test, I suppose. Oh yeah, might need some new wiper blades. And we've got a rear wiper also. How do we do that? Is that one? There we go. Oh yeah, that needs a new blade as well. But yeah, seems good. Should we take her for a run around the car park? Let's just put a bit of... Oh, the fan, he warned me. The resistor pack has gone, so it only works on the unresisted setting of absolutely full, which is fair enough. I can't hear any activity with the air con. You kind of expect to hear the compressor kick in. That's not happening there, I don't think. Okay, so we'll put some wipers on a more permanent setting. Lights are here, and I shall have my first drive of this car. I shall put the rear wiper on. No, that's not the rear wiper, that's the adjust. We've got headlamps here, mirrors. That's good, the mirrors need doing. Does that work? Oh yeah, electric mirrors work. That's good. Check the other one. Yeah, there we go. So that all seems good. See what sort of bite we've got on the clutch. Strong. So that's good. So let's go for our first drive. And yeah, seems all right so far. Spin her around. Brakes seem good. Excellent. Hopefully this will prove a good buy. So I'm going to leave that running on there. I will put that on because I want to see if we've got heated mirrors as well. No sunroof. We've got an interior light that only works on one side, as well as this big one up here. So that's quite good. Airbag here, no airbag there. Tunes. Broken. Oh no, there is something. We've got no display. but perhaps the cassette player works. I do have cassettes. I am that sort of man. Little cubby there. We're not doing very well for cup holders, are we? I can't see any cup holders. Have we got any there? No. Oh dear, Miss Hubnut will be disappointed because there are children in our lives, and so fast food is something we've had to grow accustomed to. But yeah, that all seems good. Let's have a quick walk on the outside and turn the wipers back off again and let her warm up a bit. So this is a P11 Primera. It's the second generation one. Got an interesting bit of paddle fit going on down there. A bit scuffed around the front bumper. The tyres look a little down on pressure, perhaps a little squashy. Feel very hard as well. So we'll have to see how those go. Seems to be a decent bit of tread on them. But importantly, it appears to have sills. And that is a major problem on these cars. They rot away. Look, even the rear wheel arch is still all looking good. So that's good. Yeah, all looks nice and tidy. Tow bar should definitely be useful. Has this blade fallen apart entirely? Yes, I thought so. There's a little rip in it. Always seem to be putting new wiper blades on things. West End Garage 01483. I can't remember where that is, but let's jump in the back. See what it's like back here. Oh yeah, that's actually quite spacious. Feels quite light, and I can also see straight over the seat in front, so that's quite good. Got a little armrest here as well. I presume the seat folds. Oh yeah, there we go, to access what I think will be a very cavernous boot. So that's all good. We've got little head restraints for the little ones in the back as well. But no document pockets back here. Plenty of leg room though. So yeah, that's feeling pretty good. We've got keep fit windows in the back. They haven't been open for a while, I'm going to guess. Ooh, so we haven't quite got the luxury of the Rover. But to be honest, I'd rather have manual windows somewhere. They do come in useful. Let's see if we can open the boot. We can. It's got a push button. Magnificent. Wow, look at the size of that. That is a big old boot, and no mistaking. The bottle of cool. There is a leak from the water pump, I've been warned about. I've got full size spare wheel down there, a bit low on air, but nonetheless there, and I can't see the road, so that's good, encouraging. So yeah, I think this will be all right, you know. Right, I've left my camera in the Charade, so we shall go back to the Charade and get the camera set up and go for a drive. See if I can find the bonnet release. Be in a logical place, I imagine. There we go. We'll just have a look at the engine first, even though it's raining. There we go, there's the release. And here is the fabled SR20, Nissan's 2-litre engine. And I'm quite looking forward to this. Like I say, there is a leak from the water pump, but it's got a separate belt. It's not on a timing belt or chain, which is good because it is a chain driven pair of camshafts on this. Sounds quite good under here. Oh, that sounds potent and perky. I think we should get everything set up and go for a drive, really, because I'm fed up of getting rained on. Oh yeah, heater's starting to warm up. So yeah, a chap called Mark says, do you want to buy my Nissan Primera? It is, oh, there goes the driver, thank you mate. It is £400, I'll MOT it and I'll deliver it to Newquay for you. So I was like, yeah, okay, yes. So good times, here we are. So it's all very pleasing, I think. Let's go and park up next to Chemi, the Charade, and we'll get you properly set up and we can go for an actual drive on the road. I've never driven a P11 Primera before, so I'm looking forward to this. I've driven one P10 a long time ago. Right, camera gear a go-go. Okay then, let's go and see what she's got. Now, P11 Primera, you might be thinking this looks like a really boring car, and in some ways you're right. They are not a very well, they're not unstylish. They look a bit mediocre and average. Oh, these tyres are terrible. Yeah, don't let that fool you. They are very good, competent cars with some interesting features. The front suspension, multi-link. The rear suspension, multi-link. So compared to the Nissan Bluebird, the T72 that they replaced, these cars have plenty of merit, I think. Now we're moving, I'm going to turn the fan off again. I have ordered a replacement resistor. I've ordered a replacement water pump as well. No huge amount of mid-range punch there. It is the 2-litre engine, so there we go. Now it's starting to wake up. Now we're at 3,500 revs. And now it's really waking up. Oh, that's quite illegal. Yeah, potent. It certainly feels composed and pretty assured. The steering, I've got a very slight wheel wobble going on. So I think it would probably benefit from new front tyres with an alignment check. Is one of the issues. There's a lot to align with multi-link front suspension. So there's no suspension strut as such, but a series of independent arms all moving with their own knuckles to keep the wheel moving in the best possible way for steering geometry. You don't get that in most cars. Nice, very mechanical gear change there. That's very Nissan. Take it easy around this bend because I don't quite trust the tyres yet. The brakes certainly feel good. Smooth, no juddering. Yeah, the engine hasn't really got much low down grunt. I think it's all sort of a bit top endy. So, you know, a bit modern car really. It's not quite the Zara Picasso I was actually aiming for. I was aiming for a Zara Picasso, maybe a Renault Scenic, even though they have a horrific Triangle of Doom. I was willing to put that aside because I just need a boring family wagon, but I think this should prove ideal. 166,000 miles by the way, not low. Are we ready? Oh yes. Yeah, that was to 6,500 revs there. Oh, this car is I think this is proving to be one of those cars you shouldn't judge by its cover. Now that's the book, isn't it? But nonetheless, bit of a long throw on that gear lever. I'm not too keen on that. But the clutch feels so much lighter after the Rover 75. And yeah, generally it just feels really competent, you know, very, very 90s Repmobile. They were designed to be good. Let's see if I can adjust this seat a bit more. There we go. I can alter the angle of the seat base, which was one of my complaints in the Rover 75, but I couldn't do that. I like, just because of the shape of my legs, I like some under-thigh support, and I was just able to deliver it by twirling one knob a bit, so that's all the good times. I'll take it down my favourite little Hoon stretch just to see how it gets on with that. Oh, that sounds good. Oh, it's easy to get very naughty quite quickly. Fifth gear is nice and tall, so that's going to be quite relaxing on the motorways, I think. I'd say, if anything, the gearing seems slightly taller than the Vectra. And like the Vectra, like the Rover, this is a British-built car. So if the Vectra is a British-built German car, and the Rover is a British-built British-stroke-German car, this is obviously a British-built Japanese car, but it's about the time the Japanese were really starting to understand European buyers. The T72 Bluebird, I quite like it. I've had a couple of them, but the driving dynamics are, well, they're just stodgy and ill-mannered. This is, even with the rubbish tyres it's clearly got on it, it's cornering well, it's feeling positive. Yeah, I'm liking this a great deal. I mean, don't get me wrong, the steering seems entirely devoid of any sort of feel, but it's very nicely geared and it seems to turn in well. A Bluebird, you push on in a Bluebird and they start feeling very wobbly. So thank you, Mark, you identified the right car for me. It certainly doesn't drive like it's got 166,000 miles on it, whereas the Rover has about 10,000 less, I think, and that is feeling its age in a few departments. I think if Hubner exists for anything, it's for shining a light on cars like this, cars where the abilities completely outstrip the looks. So a car most people wouldn't give a second thought, and yet here it is doing the job admirably. So there we go, that's my new car, my new Nissan Primera. I might go and look at the back. I think the back is more attractive, to be honest. I quite like these rear lights. I think that's quite nice, the red and the grey. I like that very much. So we'll stay at this end of the car. The front end almost offends me with its tedium, but yeah, I think this should be fun. It's not a perfect car, but I think for 400 quid it's very, very hard to complain. So we've got the water pump to replace, we've got the heater fan resistor to sort out, perhaps put some decent tyres on it but actually have some grip, and yeah, we'll see how this one goes. Doubt it's going to be a long-term car, but it'll fit the bill very nicely for what we need right now. So I hope that's been enjoyable. Thank you very much for watching. I shall see you in a later video. Farewell. Oh, I should have gone over here. Look, it's an SLX. That was quite posh on a Bluebird. Doesn't feel quite so posh here with me poverty spec rear windows, does it? Just filled the fuel tank, but turn that noisy thing off for a moment. Maybe if I put the lights on you'll be able to see it better, I don't know. There is no indication here which side the fuel flap is, but it is a remote one, so you can at least ping the flap and see which side it is when you pull into the station. A handy tip. Some people reckon there is always an indicator on the fuel gauge, but it simply is not so.